Hi everyone. In this video, I'd like to show you how to have a website with a valid certificate by CertBot. So this is my personal website, which is just one page that has got linked to my blog, which is another site that I host in GitHub. But this is just like my personal website that I run in a Flask server. But it's running a Linux server and has got a certificate which is valid. It's done by LetsEncrypt, which is a open source SSL certificate. You don't pay for it; you can have that for free. But the first time I done this site, I wanted to have SSL, but I also wanted to run my website in Docker. And I was thinking, is it possible to do that? Because I have a container running my Flask application, and I could put my domain in that Linux server that I host in a VM in Linode, and I could attach my domain, which is pedrojunqueira.net, to that server, but I wasn't able to do SSL if I was running that in Docker. And then I found this article here that says you can have Nginx and LetsEncrypt with Docker in less than 5 minutes. And then I wrote this article because I didn't have much experience then. It took me more than an hour, to be honest, to understand and get the containers and the Docker files correctly and debug everything. But I hope now that I have some experience, and I've done this process a few times, maybe 5 or 6 times in other different projects. I'll try to do it again and demonstrate how it's done in this video. I'll try to do in less than 10 minutes, but probably it'll take more. So the reason I'm doing this is because at the moment I have a pedrojunqueira.net, but I always wanted to have Pedro Junqueira IO, but it was not available. And then the other day I checked if it was available. Probably someone that bought it didn't renew, and then I snatched it by $50, which is quite expensive, but it's quite nice nowadays to have a IO domain. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna disconnect my site to that domain, put the new one, and then stop the container, and then run the container and issue a new one. So let's first go to my Linode site and go to my, which one it is? Probably is this one, I think, my website. I go to domains, and then I'm going to delete this one. So I don't want to use that anymore, because so that's gonna probably break my site, but I don't care. Let's do it. .net. Yeah, delete domain. Done. So this is another app that I have. Now I have to go to this website. It's already pointing to Linode server, so it should be easy. I was redirecting to my current site. I'm just gonna edit this, and so I just don't want to forward to anyone. How can I just delete this? I think if I click the cross, yeah, delete that. So I'm now going to attach this domain to my, I think I have to go to domains and then put create a domain, and the domain is that. And we need an email to associate with this domain, because probably that's to check, that's what LetsEncrypt and the person that the entity that you are issuing the certificate needs to have an email, a valid email. I think it doesn't need to be a valid, but it's good to have a valid, because if that's a way to communicate if that domain certificate is going to expire. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm going to insert the default records to one of my nodes. I think it is this one. I wanted to make sure that I get the right node. 1 second. I'm just gonna, it's the IP 1770. This 245. Sorry guys. It is the Ubuntu AP Southeast without the 0. Yeah, that one. Domains. Create a domain. That's my email. And that's the one. And then I'm going to now create a domain. It's every 6 minutes. And then it created all the records, like the NS records, the AAA records, also created like a www, also subdomains and everything. So it's all done, and I received a notification that it's all there. So let me just check my website to see if this thing is broken. It's still working, the old one. Let me do one more thing, which is I need to go to my node. And I need to associate. Yeah, I don't need the reverse DNS. Yeah, I think those things usually take a while to. Let's go back to my Linux server. So I'm now inside the my box, my Linux box. I'm going to do. I'm already in the directory of the where my file is. So it's I have those .composer files here. So if you wanted to know more detail about it, just read this article here, the Nginx. So I'm gonna to check my containers now with the docker ps command. I think I need sudo for that one. So sudo docker ps. Yeah, I've got this running for 5 months, and it's kind of like a set and forget. So I have 3 containers running. So there is one container which is a Flask application that's running on port 501, and then attached to there's a communication between this container and Nginx. That Nginx is exposing the port 80. That's where I access the my host, and then that connects to the network of the containers. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just do docker compose down now. So let me just do docker compose. I'm using a file which is docker compose prod YAML, and it should stop my containers if I put down. So I don't have any containers running now. It's shutting down, all done. Now let me just check. Yeah, it's all gone. My website should be down now. So yeah, it doesn't have anything. Let me just get the IP address for the website. Let's try to access through the IP. Obviously it's not going to work, but I wanted to have that when I put my containers up. So it's not responding. I'm going to spin up my website now, but without the certificate. I have another Docker Compose called this Docker Compose prod HTTP, which is without a certificate. Let's put this one up. So sudo, let's get the same kind of a bit lazy. So I'm just gonna do Docker Compose up. I'll put detached, see how it goes. So yeah, it's up. My website should be up now, but without HTTPS. What's happening? It's not showing. Just get rid of this. Yeah. So can you see now that I can access my website, but it's not secure? And I'm also I don't have the right domain here. Let's see if the IO domain now is working. Hopefully it is. The net should not work. Oh, it's still working. What's going on? Let's put the IO. Yeah, the IO is also working. It's funny that both are working, which is good. That's kind of like a side effect that I wanted, but I don't know why that's happening. All right, so in order to finalize this and put the containers up, there is a script that is explained here. It's a bash script that kind of manage the kind of the chicken and egg thing about putting up the containers, because I think we need to launch one of the containers, which I think is the cert bot, where the cert bot kind of issue the certificates, and then but the Nginx needs to kind of like have the certificate inside Nginx, and kind of like there is this script that's quite complicated that I'm not going to go through. I'm just going to show it. So if you read the article, it'll explain you step by step what you need to do. But if I have a look at this file, is this Nginx and LetsEncrypt? So if we have a look at this, so that's the script. It's not too long, but it's quite like intensive. The only things that you need to do in this script is to change a few things here, which is at the beginning. Let me see. It's quite long. So on top, where do I put the? I cannot find it. What's going on? Let me just get it out of here. So I'll just do a cat. On top of it, yeah, you just need to put your domains here on top. At the moment, I have the pedro.net. I need to edit that. And I think I need to change the Docker files a little bit. So the way I'm gonna do, I'll do this in the server. I think it should be all right. Let me just do it. Let's go vim. Yeah, let's vim this file, and let's see where it is. I think it's on the top of the file that I have to change. Yeah, the email is the same. So the only thing that I'm going to change is I'm going to register both the Pedro Junqueira IO, space, and Pedro Junqueira IO. And I think that's it here. And I think with those, yeah, there is also this option here which says staging 0 or 1, because I just wanted to test first, because what's happening? I think I press escape. So I'm just gonna test first, because I think you have a limit of how many certificates you can issue per period of, I think per week. I think it's 10 certificates per week. So if once I was just testing, but I was kind of with that to 0, and then I hit my limit and I have to wait a week in order to do it again. It was a bit annoying. All right, so this file is done. So, all right, yeah, I think I've hit my limit of 15 minutes of the video. I wanted to do that in 10 minutes, it's already 15, but I'll try now to keep it very succinct to complete the task here. So other file that I had to change is this Nginx configuration, which is in the data Nginx folder of my project. So I'm just gonna open this file and change from the old site to the new site. So I need this. This one is pretty quick as well. I just need to go here on the port 80 to put page.io, which is my new domain, and everything else is the same here. I have another one because for SSL is actually the port 443. So what it does is what this configuration file does is whenever someone hits the port 80, which is HTTP, it forwards the 301 forwards to the HTTPS of that host. But if you go straight to HTTP IO, and then if it's at HTTPS, and then it goes and gets show where the certificates are in the Let's Encrypt volume here, which the Nginx container and the sidebar container share this same volume where they have access to the certificate. So I just need to change that to, can I press escape? I hate in. And then this one. I think that's it for this file. I hope that's all I need to do. Let's get back to kind of my root directory where the Docker files are and also the init LetsEncrypt file is. If I done everything correctly, all the Docker Compose files don't need to change anything. It's all been set up. I've just done that. That one as well. It's about the volumes. That one is done. That one is just done. Yeah, all that is done as well. Yeah, this is the script. Yeah, it's already done. This is in the Docker Compose. Yeah, that's it. Now I need to just run that one. I'll first check my containers again. Docker ps sudo. Yeah, I can disable that, but for safety, usually you put sudo. This container, this virtual machine, I don't have in the root. It's like not a root user, so it has got less privilege. That's why it's good to have sudo here for safety reasons. Now I wanted to now put it down. Sudo docker compose. Now I'm running the HTTP version. It's F. Docker compose prod HTTP. Yeah, load down. Now it should stop this container. Now I'll run one time just to test if everything goes well, and I'm able to test the registration of the new domain, and then I can put production, and then I'm done. So if I do just the run that file and then press enter, and then I say yes, what's gonna do, it's gonna cancel the old and then issue a new certificate for that website. So oops, I have a problem here. What's going on? I know, I need a sudo. Okay. because I need to write a new folder in the container, and then for that I need sudo, right? Sudo. So let's try again. I hope that's the problem. Yes. Yeah, it's looking good. It's creating that container, the Nginx and the, my web server, my Flask server, and then does a certbot, and then it says, would you like to issue a new certificate? And then I say Y, which is yes. And then it's requesting a certificate for page version IO. It looks like, oh, well, yeah, that's done. Success, no red lines. Let's go back to the website. Now it's gonna be a certificate which is kind of a fake one. So that's why there is a certificate here, but this certificate is not valid because this is just a staging, like a pretend one. So if we wanted to really do one for real, we need to go back to that file and change to 0. Let's do it. And then go back to the beginning of the file, which is here, and put 0. That should be it. Save, and then fingers crossed that everything gonna work. Let's do again. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I want a new certificate. I'm just gonna burn one of the 10 times I think that I can do in a week. It's issuing a new one, deleting the old one, create a new certificate, requesting a certificate now, and yay, good. Let's do, should we have three containers running now? Let's do a docker ps sudo. Don't know if you're seeing that because it's at the bottom of the screen. Docker ps. Yeah, oh, I have 2 containers. What's going on? I know what I need to do. I need to first, sorry guys, I need first to put those containers down, which is the prod one. No, the HTTP is the prod, which is on the Let's Encrypt. Now it's down. Now if I put a app D, it should work. Let's do it. Yeah, now I have 3 containers. Looking good. Yeah, I'm now confident that this thing's gonna work. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. It's a valid certificate. It's here. That's it. It took me about 20 minutes, but it's done. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll put in the link below the link to this article, and I hope to write a blog post with more details, but I think this one is good enough anyway if you want to do it. So that's the one I'll put in the description or below of the video. Thank you very much.